It's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, B-High. Radio, shout in, stepping in the building tonight. I got a legend in this thing, Joe Crack himself. What's good with it, boss?
Hey, yo, what's up, my brother? What's good, man?
I mean, I'm feeling good, feeling great, Joe. I mean, it's money showers. You done came with another one for the summer.
Hey, yo, man, I feel so good, man. This money shower's taking off. We just dropped the album Plata O Plomo, me and my sister Remy Ma.
Yeah.
And the album is getting incredible reviews. It's a classic, man. You know, when you get to this album, you're going to know what real music sounds like, man. So we put it down crazy, you know?
I mean, talk to me about that chemistry that you and Remy Ma got. Because, I mean, y'all get together and y'all make classics, man.
I mean, I don't know what it is, man. It's just we, got the same DNA, you know what I'm saying? And some people bug out, like they be like, damn, they like our vibe is like, you know what I'm saying? So we got a serious vibe, man. We get in that studio, we put it down crazy. The music is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my sister. I love her to death. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an honor to work with her and just be together. And you know, I never thought it could happen again like that.
I mean, talk to me about staying power, though, Joe, because everybody don't have the gift of longevity in this game, man. So for you to be able to stay around and then not still be playing, you making hits after hits after hits. You see what I'm saying? Topping stuff. Talk to me about being able to do that, man.
Man, it's just what I'm born for, man. I gave my life. You know, some people say, you know, I gave my life to the Lord. And I gave my life to the Lord too, but you know, I give my life to hip hop music, man. And you know, every Mother's Day I'm with, you know, right now we just did All-Star Weekend. My family went back to Miami. I came to A. Now I'm going to D.C., then Chicago. Then, you know, I give my life to this music, man. You know, so that's why it always feels like Joe knows exactly what's going on and he always adapts to the game because I never miss a beat, man. I'm always in the studio. I'm always learning. I'm always learning from the young kids, and that's how I stay relevant.
But staying relevant, though, that take energy, though, Joe. So, I mean, explain to me how you keep from getting fatigued because, I mean, you just gave me a calendar right there, and this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, well, I am fatigued. But, you know, you ever seen them guys out, like yesterday I was at the All-Star game.
Yeah.
After LeBron did all them dunks, they threw them ice on his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me. I got them ice on my knees after the game. But, you know, I got to do what I got to do, man. I'm after legacy.
Yeah.
I'm after, you know, I want 20 years from now, 30 years from now when young cats is talking about music and they look back in the archives, they say, yo, that fat dude, man, he put it down for real.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's what it's all about for me.
Can you take me back to a time, man, digging in the Crates crew, man?
Yeah.
Break that down to me. I mean, you got folks like Big L, I mean, Diamond D.
Showbiz,
I mean,
AG. Shout out to Diamond. He lives out here.
Yeah.
Buck Wild. I mean, OC. I mean, that's my crew. That's my original crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was Lord Finesse's birthday a couple of days ago. And in my post, I was like, man, thank you for inspiring me when there was no hope.
Yeah.
You know, he was the guy who put the battery in my back. And because I seen him, we from the same hood, the same projects. And he made something of himself. I said, man, I could do it. It's doable.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's how we gotta look at our people. Is like, you know, as inspirations rather than hate or competition or something like that. We always gotta look at everybody as inspiration.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, speaking of the competition, I mean, you came up in a time with some real deal lyricists, though, Joe. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I mean, it's called the golden era for a reason. Talk to me about that. I mean, you're introducing porn to the game with the Jealous Ones envy. You're doing your thing. I mean, what was that like being in the game at that time where everybody was coming hard?
I mean, the best thing about that era was that it wasn't really competition. It was really more, everybody wanted to see everybody succeed at that time. Everybody wanted to see everybody win.
Yeah.
And even though everybody was great, you know, everybody was still helping each other. Everybody was, you know, rooting for one another.
Yeah.
You know, the game been missing that for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the best thing. And as far as me, my whole career has been like a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, you know, I started out and you know, they always knew I was the realest.
Yeah.
So they loved that. Yo, he the realest. He about that for real, right?
Yeah.
But then, you know, it turned into, you know, I started learning and studying more and getting better and getting better and better. And right now I feel like I'm in my prime, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
And it's hard to say because there's a lot of guys that came out in my era and before me that never been able to be this good at this
Come on
time.
now.
You know, so, I'm real blessed, man. That's because I gave my life to the music.
Exactly.
Yep.
What was it like, though, putting on for the Latin community at that time? Because nobody had ever seen that before, and you kind of, you damn sure brought it down south to us. You see what I'm saying? So talk to me about that.
I mean, it was hard. It was a struggle. Let me tell you something. It wasn't Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I remember one time, Big Pun's record, Still Not a Player, was like #1 in the country, and they wouldn't play his record. I think it was in Chattanooga. They wouldn't play his record.
What?
So we kept telling the radio dude, because, I always been a business, yo, why you in this? He said, yo, get on the phone and just don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So he called the guy who runs stuff in Chattanooga, and the dude in Chattanooga was like, yo, we don't know Puerto Ricans here, man. We ain't got no Spanish people here.
Even though the song jamming.
Yeah, he's like, this is black. We don't know. The only Puerto Rican we ever heard of was J-Lo. And I'm listening to it. I can't even say nothing.
Yeah.
But, years later, they start playing my music and playing everybody.
Exactly.
But at that point, they ain't even understand it. It was like, what is Puerto Ricans, man? We don't know them guys. And it was crazy. It was doors we had to knock down, man. Exactly. It wasn't easy, man. And still to this day, I put it down for the Latinos. And
exactly.
It's unmatched, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And, that's how it go.
I mean, how does your community respond to you, though? Because, I mean, it's still African-American, it's Latino. I mean, we all live
Fat Joe, I'm Latino and black.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
Like my neighborhood, 99.9% black.
Yeah.
I was like the white lion. You know how they got 100 Black Panthers and they got one white panther. You're like, how that dude turn out white? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get pictures from my mom. I'm looking at my pictures in my projects. It look like Eminem with like 100 black dudes. Like, it's crazy. But I grew up there, and at the same time, always been proud of being Latino. That's why I've been able to pretty much, been able to make music for everybody and represent both cultures, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I panned out. If you want to know, why Fat Joe's a certain way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He different. You know what I'm saying? It's because, that's where I'm from, man.
Now, in that 90s, I mean, with all of that music and folks just getting busy, how were you able to survive everything that was going on? Because during that time, you got Tupac giving folks hell. You see what I'm saying? You got Biggie doing his thing. But, I mean, you in the middle of all of that stuff, still bubbling and growing your career at the same time. So how did you stay out?
Really putting it down.
And that's what I'm saying, going crazy.
Really going crazy, like really still holding mine.
Exactly.
You know so, man, it was a crazy era, but a fun era too.
Yeah.
And what I could say is, rest in peace, Biggie. Rest in peace, Tupac. Just two hip hop warriors that died prematurely and didn't deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? They were good people, and God bless them both. Biggie was my man. We talk every day, and I love Big, man. So I could really speak for Big and say, he was just a good dude, a charismatic dude, a great guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he really, really wasn't looking for problems and all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that he had to pass away so early.
Yes, sir. What was it like navigating the industry back then versus today?
Wow. With me, it was different because I was like crazy before rap. So my reputation was, yo, he crazy. He gonna do something to you. Don't mess with him. Don't deal with him. And what was crazy is I almost had to turn into a nice guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had
to
like
that sometimes.
I had to force myself into, hey, how's everybody? Don't believe what you heard. So I had a good 5-6 years of that, trying to prove to everybody that I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it worked out, man. I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I'm a nice guy,
Yeah. I mean, a banger that I love, though, Joe, that Make It Rain with Wayne.
Oof.
I mean, that was one of those ones that I had to put on repeat down here and ride around to that thing because it was theme music, Joe.
Well, it was the first like New York or East Coast artist to embrace the South. Well, the first one we can say, if we go back to it, we'll say Big Pimpin' with Jay-Z and Bun B and UGK.
Yeah.
Now, since then, it was a long lapse and nobody really messed with. Did like a trap beat.
Exactly.
You know, so I took a lot of heat in New York for doing that Make It Rain.
Are you serious?
Yo, they was pissed because I'm digging in the crates. I'm underground. I'm real hip hop. And here I come with the trap beat. Right now it's normal for everybody.
And you
to rap
snapping like hell
beat.
on that beat though, Joe.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, you know, that joint sold like 3.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So it was, thank God I was ahead of the curve.
Exactly. But what was it that you saw though? Because see, that's the thing
So
about
what happened
it.
with me is I was in Memphis. And it was the trap house, DJ Baby. Hey Baby.
Yeah.
He down in Dallas now. So now Baby, he invited me to the club and I went down there and he played nothing but Dirty South. And he never played no New York. Right? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this girl, this heavyset girl. She keep dancing in the speaker. And when I went back to Miami to work with Scott Storch, I said, yo, we got to make a trap beat. And Scott was like, nah, you crazy? You Fat Joe, you New York. I was like, listen, I just came from the hottest club. They ain't played one New York sounding beat. I'm not making nothing so that they won't play it. I got to get heard.
Yeah.
And we came up with Make It Rain, and that was that.
That's cold. Now, I mean, but another banger though, Joe, because I mean, you brought the pimping down here too, man, with Lil Jon, man. You don't play no games, Joe.
No games. That was a fun record, man. That was a real fun record, man. You know me, I always embraced, you know, everybody who does hip hop music, whether you was from the South, you was from the West Coast, you from up north, you could be Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mess with everybody. So that was one of those collaborations that was like, you know, it was dope.
Yeah.
You know?
What was going through your mind, though, Joe, as you saw the industry shift from New York to the South?
I really never viewed it as going to the South. I viewed it as Atlanta had to get hot. Like,
yeah.
You know, it was their time. Sometimes it's the West Coast time.
Yeah.
Then it's Atlanta's time, and boy, Atlanta held it for a long time. And then New York invented it. So,
yeah.
You know, I always just looked at it like, you know, all right, so they popping. We got to do what we got to do, and that's that. You know, I mean, it's never hate, man.
Yeah.
It's always motivation.
Exactly. But that explains the reason why you got the longevity, because when you come with the love, guess what you get back?
You get the love.
You see what I'm saying? You get the love back, man. You come with the hate, that's what you gonna get back.
Hey.
But another joint, though, you feel me?
Yeah.
Another joint, though, man, with Scarface.
Ooh, man.
Bust at you.
That Bust at You with Scarface was a serious joint. Well, you know Scarface, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So it was an honor to work with Scarface, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know, I called him up and I asked him to work with me. He did it. I mean, that's not, you know, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
For Fat Joe and his overall legacy and his credibility. The thing I tell you, when kids got to look back in 20 years, that's one of them.
How do you feel, though, being a legend in your own right, man, knowing that you came in the game and you put it down and had that staying power and you never got on them junks lacking?
Well, I feel great, man.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I feel blessed.
Yeah.
And not only that, I feel like, you know, like I'm winning, man. I feel like I'm winning. I'm glad my kids can look at me as somebody who achieved his dreams and continue to work hard every day. You know, my kids, they see me work hard. You know what I mean? My family, they respect that.
Exactly.
You know? And that's what it's about for me. If I died tomorrow, I would be like, yo, listen, man, I put it down, man, for the culture, man. I put it down for my family. You know, I made something of myself.
Yeah. As a boss, putting folks in the game, though, man, how was that for you when you looked up and you saw Pun taking off? You see what I'm saying? Khaled.
Well, that was the idea. The thing with Pun was like, you know, me and Biggie was friends since he ever blew up. Like he before he had a big deal.
Yeah.
So to watch what Puffy did with him, when I met Pun and I knew he was so talented, I was like, oh no, he gonna be the Spanish Biggie. That's why we did a song like I Don't Want to Be a Player, no, because it
was cold,
you know, and that's how we did that. Now Khaled, Khaled's a freak of nature, bro. I don't even know how to explain. He a black beetle. You know what I'm saying? I can't make sense of it, man. I used to take credit for Khaled. At this point, I can't even take credit. I'm like, it's God's doing this something.
Yeah,
like he on another mission.
But how did you come across Khaled? How did you come across
man,
Pun?
I fell in love with Pun. I saw him outside of a bodega rapping.
Yeah.
I knew immediately he was a star. I had to sign him and make him a superstar.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled, I fell in love with him. I believe I met him here. I believe I met him in Atlanta. If not Atlanta, New York, when they used to have those Jack the Rapper
conventions.
He was a DJ, so he showed me my first vinyl Flojo, and I was like, yo, how you got that? It ain't even come out. That's how I met him. I kept in touch with him.
Yeah.
He used to live in Orlando.
Yeah.
So every time I come down south, I go visit him in Orlando. I fell in love with Khaled, and then here's my little brother, and I already knew he had something to him that was magical.
Yeah.
And then he told me, like, yo, Joe, man, put me on, man. Give me a record deal. Let's. And then he been making hits ever since. Ever since that, it was never the same Khaled.
Exactly.
He ain't not put out a hit. Wow, that's amazing, huh?
It's crazy.
I just thought about that.
Nah.
He ain't never not put out a hit.
That is wild.
Wow.
And there's a lot of folks that done did the opposite. So, I mean, he like a Floyd Mayweather over there. Undefeated. Now, what about Remy Ma, though? You see what I'm saying? You came across a female MC that could spit just as hard as the fellas.
You know what happened was Pun discovered her.
What?
And Pun discovered her, and he said, yo, twin, I want you to come by the studio and hear this artist I got. So when I went over there, it was Remy. She was all skinny. She had this leather vest on. She was young, about 16, 17. She went off. She blacked out. That was like, and the story, you let her tell it. She be like, yo, you was looking at me all mean and stuff. And I was like, yeah, because I was jealous. I ain't find you myself.
Yeah.
So while she was going off, I was like, damn, I need this girl.
Yeah.
So then when I was chilling, so when I walked away with Pun was like, don't worry, twin, we sounding to you anyway. Don't worry. I was like, all right, yo, she's incredible. Yo, and I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, it was like I had two dragons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had two dragons.
Oh,
to spit fire. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how I got the dynamic duo. The only thing happened was that Pun passed shortly after.
Yeah.
But, man, imagine what them two would have did.
How did that affect you, though, Joe?
Well, that made me get depressed. I was depressed seeing a psychiatrist for 2 years. I gained a lot of weight, started drinking. You know, I just went through a lot because it was hard for me, you know what I mean, to lose, you know, one of my best friends. Not only that, it was so public. It was a hard fight to deal with. You know, people were really turning their back on me and thinking that I wouldn't be successful. You know, it was a hard time.
I mean, where did you get the inspiration and the motivation to overcome that? Because, see, some folks can't overcome.
I always got the inspiration, man. I never give up. And you know, if I told somebody who been rocking with me for 20 years or somebody who's a diehard, a real fat Joe, I say, yo, man, you spent your money wisely, man. You spent your money on a guy who will never fold.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what. IRS, put me in jail, I don't care. I'll come back out and put out a #1 song. I don't care, man. I'm not going to lay down. I'm not going to lay down. It's just not me.
That spirit, man, is that something that you can attribute to your upbringing? Or is it just something, you know, some folks are just born leaders, too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or is that just something
I attribute it to that.
Yeah.
Like some people just got it, man.
Exactly.
They're just not going to lay down. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that.
Now, talk to me about loyalty, man, because with Remy Ma being locked down for that time, for her to be able to come back out and you still be relevant, you see what I'm saying? And y'all go all the way up with it.
Man.
Come on now.
Man, it's like a dream come true, bro. That's all I can tell you is that we live in the dream, man.
Yeah.
Man, we performed at the All-Star game yesterday. Do you know how crazy that was, man? I was like feeling like, I couldn't believe it. Like God was on stage, man. When I walked up on that stage, I just felt like, wow, Jesus, Lord, man. Like, I can't believe you got me here. Like, who would have ever thought I'm doing NBA? Remy's a felon.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, I didn't think the NBA would let her. But, you know, that all the way up was just speaking through them speakers.
Exactly.
It was too powerful.
How do you feel when you look up, though? Because, I mean, even with that Lean Back, them songs are massive hits, though. Those are the kind of things that take you around the world. And, I mean, everybody knowing your name and singing along, even if they can't even speak the language. You see what I'm saying?
Sure, for sure.
But they can damn sure do the dance.
Very, maybe 6 months ago, I started analyzing myself and analyzing the records.
Yeah.
And, all the big hits like a Make It Rain, a Lean Back, or all the way up. It's like right in your face.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
Yeah.
This is it.
Exactly.
When you hear it, you're like, uh-oh, he back on that.
Yeah.
On that Diddy bop again.
Yeah.
That boy found that Diddy bop. Like, when you heard All the Way Up again, you was like, uh-oh, that's the Joe Crack.
Yeah.
I know. That boy back at it. Like, it's crazy.
What I love about that All the Way Up, Money Showers, and songs like Lean Back, they still had a distinctive New York feel to them, but it was with the times. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's what I don't understand a lot of times, just even when I look at the music game from my perspective. I'm like, don't they see what Joe doing? Don't they know they need to get a track that's jamming, but it still got that edge to it?
We gave him that blueprint on this
Exactly.
album. The album's called Plata O Plomo. This new album is a classic.
Get out of here.
We gave, if you want to quote unquote call it New York rappers, we gave them the blueprint on this album. We got a joint on this album called Spaghetti that sound like it's in the mud, B.
My partner just called me about that spaghetti.
Yo, let me tell you something. It sound like you in the mud. You in the south of the South Chitlin Circuit, B. But yet and still, you in the South Bronx.
Oh!
So we found a way. She's in the back of that Uber. She's serving no spaghetti. I'm in the back of the.
Yeah.
And at the same time, when the beat drop, you're like, nah, come on, B. Who'd have thought I'd make it? So we found ways to blend everything together.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. That album, Plata O Plomo, is a masterpiece, man. It's a classic.
What is it like for you now when you picking the tracks and being creative and coming up with a new album?
Hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Come on now.
Nah, it's hard work, man. It's hard work. So when you appreciate that, man. This was hard.
Yeah.
This wasn't this. If it sounds like it's excellence, if it sounds like it's quality, just know it is. I put my life on that one. Like this wasn't. I could do an album in 1 month's time. It took me a year to do this. Like it was like, well, like this is it, man. We gave the world a gem. We gave them a gem. Put it out there for you. Like, yo, if you love music, if you love vibes, if you love the culture, this is for you. This is a gem.
What did Remy have to say when she came back out and you said it's time to get back in and she knew that it was about to go back down again?
Well, she told me. So what happened is I was doing some charity for the kids in the Bronx.
Uh-huh.
There's a program called BX Fight Club that it's guns down, hands up, guns down.
Yeah.
So you got a problem with somebody, you just take it in the ring, y'all throw gloves up, y'all hug after it's gone.
Yep.
So I went and performed there for them in the Bronx,
Uh-huh.
and I had told Remy, yo, Remy, come out with me.
Uh-huh.
And we ain't performed together in like 8-9 years. So when we came out, the crowd was like, looked like they saw like a ghost or something. They couldn't believe it. Like they was. So when I walked into a car, she sat in the car. She opened the window and she went like this. See, me and Remy know each other to the point where we ain't even got to say stuff. She went like this. I said, "Wait a minute, what?" She was like, I said, "All right." I said, "So I'm gonna go to Miami and start cooking." She was like, "Yeah." So I went over there and I knew we had to go all the way up.
What do your peers say, though, man, when they look at you?
Oh, man, they love me, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Culture, man.
Yeah.
I just seen D Nice. I don't know if you know who D Nice is. D Nice is original Big Boogie Down production.
Yeah.
Now he's a world famous DJ.
Yeah.
He DJ for Obama in the White House for
Yeah.
years, and he does the hottest parties. And he was like, "Yo, man, keep doing it for us, Joe. I love you. Keep doing it for us."
Yeah.
And everybody from my era, I came out with it and all that. They just be like, "Yo, keep doing it."
Exactly.
Like Jay-Z's happy for me. Nas is happy for me. Raekwon's happy for me.
Yeah.
Nori happy for me. They hit me and tell me, "Yo, we proud of you, bro. Keep going, keep going."
What is it like, though, Joe? Because, see, when I look at that music, I grew up at the time, and I was a youngster at that time. So, I mean, the way I consume the music is a lot different than I do now. Back then, I kind of lived by it and died by it. So the information that I was getting out of the music was something that was actually helpful, something that kind of helped me guide my way through the streets, something that also entertained me at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the way the music is now versus back then, though?
Oh, well, same thing.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is different people you got to get it from.
Yeah.
So, you got some of these little kids making some funny music, but we had Biz Markie picking boogers.
Yeah.
So you always had guys.
It was
doing
always
that.
there.
It was always crazy that like Nori had a hit called what. But like, you know, some people was looking at Nori like he was crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, the truth is it's always been diverse.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's different artists that you can find different messages from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at what's going on. You know, the game got to evolve, man.
Yeah.
You got to grow.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to get their fair shake at it. That's it.
Sir. So now, Joe, another question though, man. Mm-hmm. This whole digital age.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Because see, back then.
I'm looking at it right now. It's at Fat Joe. I'm looking. They got some thing up on your thing, and it's old too.
Uh-huh.
But it's just Fat Joe, 823,000 Twitter, Instagram over 1 million. The joint just turned off while I was telling that to you.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, 2,000,003. So you know this social media thing is serious, and you could get it out to your people for free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best thing, that you could get your message out to people for free.
Yeah. What goes through your mind though when you know you got to be careful with that Twitter or that Instagram?
You got to be careful with everything, man.
Yeah.
You just can't be mad at, you know, I get mad, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes you want to go crazy, especially somebody say something about your family.
Yeah.
You want to go bonkers on there, but you got to realize that there's some good people looking at you too.
Yeah.
And you got to set an example, so it's not easy.
Conducting yourself in the game, though, Joe, like you said, coming from the streets, knowing that you like to push and shove people, and then get into this industry with some of these folks that's soft, that still try to act like they want to push and shove somebody.
Well, but
then you trying
soft one.
Come on now, and you trying to handle business with that.
Yeah, and they trying to, you know, they pretending.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know the pretenders. They know I know the pretenders. So I just walk by smoothly.
Yeah.
Like the OG, they be like, yo, what's up, OG? All right, man.
Yeah.
Don't play with me, man.
I heard a story about you throwing somebody down the steps. Somebody was coming to a club. They said the first thing they saw was Fat Joe at the top of the step. He done threw somebody down, and then he said, come on up and let's party.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bad boy at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm a rehabilitated guy.
How was
I like
that?
it better like that.
Exactly. How was that for you now, though? Because when you look back on your younger self and you think,
oh man, I was crazy. Man.
Yeah.
Out for the night. There's just no way around it, man. You know, I'm writing a book now, and it ain't even get to the music yet. It's just straight getting to before
the life.
It's nuts, man.
Talk to me about growing up in New York, because see, as a southern country boy, we had a lot of woods down here, man. All we did was just kick it, have a good time, go to the club, party. You know, it was some gangster stuff going on, but we weren't worried about that because we was too busy kicking it. Yeah. How was it coming from the big city, man, and having all of them folks there?
The thing about New York, man, is what happens is, all right, there's a couple of things you just asked. One thing. The thing is, they put a lot of people on top of a lot of people. I remember the first time I took Scarface to a project, it's like 100-something apartments in the building. It's like 1,000 people living in one building.
See that?
So everything going, you know what Miss Anita doing, Miss Brenda doing, Cheeto's doing.
Yeah.
You know what everybody's doing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many people, right? So then that's one thing. But another thing is New York was really just based about money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't really gang affiliated. It was gangs there, but it was really always about money.
Yeah.
And there was always a form of respect for the so-called dons or the OGs or the people who paved their way.
Yeah.
That's why stuff wouldn't really get out of control.
Yeah.
Because they was shot callers. They could be like, yo, that ain't no good over there.
Yeah.
Yo, this, that. Now it seems to lack that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's just the world, the status of the world, man.
Coming up in the middle of that crack epidemic, though, man, you got a lot of youngsters getting a lot of money and folks out there acting wild, man. Talk to me about what it was like coming up in the middle of that. Because, see, that's the stuff that movies are made of right now.
Well, I was in the movie.
Come on now.
I sold crack. You know, I left my mother's house when I was 14.
Whew.
And imagine that. Right?
Yeah.
14, sleeping in a crackhead hotel. I used to pay every day $60. And being 14, They was getting shot. They was getting their head bust over with 40-ounce bottles. People shooting heroin at the door. And I was selling crack, man. And, I watched crack destroy a lot of people in my community, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people's parents and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So now after all of that, being able to survive that, though, Joe, you see what I'm saying? Because, see, even myself, I like to look back on my younger self, and I look at on a lot of situations with some of my partners and different stuff, and I'm like, damn.
You was at a party, and they shot up the party while you was running, and you turned the corner, somebody got shot in they back, and they make it.
See there? Come on.
That happened on a regular basis, man. Like, that was going down in New York on a regular basis.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was really crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
We would still go party. You heard Fat Joe threw a guy down the stairs. I watched guys get shot. They turn on the lights in the club. The ambulance come get them, take them out. They turn the lights off. Disco ball go on. Everybody still partying. Everybody want to party, man. That party is a serious thing.
Yeah, we had a lot of that going on during the crunk era down here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, when you got your head bust, the party kind of went to another level, actually.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
When I'm outside of the club,
Bone crusher.
I'm a bum.
That's right.
I ain't never scared.
You ain't
was
never
doing
lied.
it here. What's my man, Scrappy? What was Scrappy doing?
Yeah.
What was Scrappy
We some
saying?
head busters.
We some head busters.
We're knocking this out. We some head
That's
busters.
what they was doing.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Fat Joe
Thank
Crack.
you so much.
No,
ATL.
thank you.
The album's called Plata O Plomo, Remy Ma, and Fat Joe. I'm at Fat Joe on Instagram. Get at me, get that album.
I can definitely dig it. Well, boss, appreciate you coming through this thing, man. Already. Beehive Radio, shout it. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.